How's it going with Casper?
All right. I guess not many Casper updates
Yeah.
week, but if you want some implementation updates, I can.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be research, right? Our implementation is like the most advanced implementation.
There's I guess non-Casper stuff in our implementation too.
Yeah. Well.
No, I mean, yeah. So, first up, so on the RSpace side,
Yeah.
it was debugging with Lukash.
Oh yeah. What happened? Did you guys
to get the news hot? So to give a bit of background, we're trying to replace the old hot store with a new one to get some performance improvements, and we were facing an issue where some of our bonding tests were failing, and it felt weird because we first thought it was something to do with get data, but we wrote some tests and essentially we eliminated the get data possibility.
Oh, okay. And all right.
So what it happened to be was whenever we had a join, the new hot store would sort the return order, or not, the return order of the join. So if sometimes like the first element of the join, or the first element received from the join, would become the second element and vice versa. And that was the cause behind the bonding issue, or the bonding test failure. And so Lukash just pushed a PR to fix that. So we should have the new hot store replacement coming in soon.
Okay, so I understand it's join related, but I didn't quite catch why it was,
So okay. Well, let's say you have from P1 from Q1.
Yeah.
Semicolon P2 from Q2.
Yeah.
Then sometimes the value that was supposed to be output on P2 came out on P1.
Oh, and seriously? So they got turned around. Wow. Okay.
They got turned around. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because we were sorting the inputs, or the receive outputs in the hot store.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing to fix.
Yeah, for sure. But it wasn't. Just to be clear, this didn't happen in the old implementation. We were just trying to figure out. This was an issue in the new hot store implementation that hasn't yet been replaced in, at least in the dev branch.
No, I get it.
Okay.
I understand. It's just that I was just happy it was caught.
Yes. I am too.
Yeah, cool. How is, and you're giving a presentation on Casper and Wrocław?
Wrocław, yep. I will be today at 5 p.m. local time.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, 7 p.m. local time. Yeah. The meetup goes until 9 p.m. I'm not sure which slot I am, but yeah.
Okay. And so you got a PR for slashing it, right? So that's.
Yeah, the PR for slashing is up. Do
you have reviewers?
There has been reviews. I'm waiting for. So before I merge the slashing PR, we want to get all the bonding related code in, or both bonding and unbonding. And to get that in, we need to migrate all the addresses to use SegP 256K1 And so that's what
Oh,
I'm working on right now.
I see. Wow. Okay. Well, that was a big hit.
What is a big hit?
The SecP 256 K1. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's so we changed so the rev address will be a derivative of the Ethereum address, which is itself a derivative of the Ethereum public key and then the private key. So yeah, this will allow us to take in Ethereum addresses and convert them to SegPeef. Oh, sorry, I meant convert them to rev addresses at the Genesis block.
Yeah,
And
understood.
So,
Understood.
so,
I like. I wonder. I mean, we should come up with some way to be able to tell the difference at a glance.
So yeah, part of. Oh yeah, so I said a derivative of, and specifically we were thinking it would be the hash of the Ethereum address plus a prefix that says rev.
That's fine.
Yeah. The only, so Chris brought up a point where, like, if you have non-hex digits in your address, this might break compatibility with some wallet UIs, and that's so that's kind of the only caveat, but I think it's still probably worth doing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just some marker that says, that you can tell at a glance, because otherwise, it's prone to error.
Yes, that is true. Okay, so next up, so yeah, there's the migrating to use SegP 256K1, and then had a discussion with Chris on doing node upgrades, and I did a write-up in the node upgrade channel in Discord.
Oh, cool.
So there's many approaches that I wrote down, but so just quickly, three of them. So there's one where I call it the mutable option, where essentially when you want to upgrade any contract, or especially a blessed contract on chain, you would just manipulate bits in the trie, or like the value in that LMDB key value store. And at a certain agreed upon block with height h, all nodes would run a script that updates the database and, well, the trie as a result. And the behavior of the blessed contract would be changed. And as a result, on the block with height h plus 1, it would have a pre-state hash that doesn't match the post-state hash of the block with height h. And that's because of this jump based on the upgrade. And so to not be slashed, we would have a case that would ignore the pre-state, post-state match validation for the block with height h plus 1. And of course, like, all the validators would have to upgrade their nodes to have the version of the software that contains these behavioral changes before a block with height h. So that's like the mutable option. There's what I call the auto update solution, which is we'll have a private key that is allowed to overwrite existing blessed contracts based on the existing insert sign system process. And so in this version, no node upgrades will be needed. And for changes to the structure of mutable data structures, the executor of the upgrade will have to execute a script that will fetch the existing data structure and interpolate its value into the new data structure. And that is because, let's say if you prepare an update to the data structure right now, it could be changed a couple blocks later. And so like, you have to make sure that you're always reading the state from the block you're doing the update for. And then finally, we have the anti-auto update solution, which is we would have like a system process, call it update blessed, that will take as a parameter the code that will replace the existing blessed contract behavior. The blessed contract will only be replaced with a new code if the block has the agreed upon block with height h. When a validator is about to create a block with height h, they will produce an agreed upon deploy that upgrades a blessed contract through the update blessed system contract. Validators that receive this block with height h will have to validate that the block contains this agreed upon deploy. So note that if the deploy might involve migrating mutable data structures, we will again have to do the dance where we have to dynamically generate based on the state of the block with height h minus 1. And then finally, there's the basically blow away the chain option, which is every upgrade will just be a new Genesis block until we figure out a better solution.
Right. You just carry over the balances and data that's necessary. Yeah. Okay.
That concludes my updates.
Cool. Well, I gave a pretty extensive update last week. I don't really have much more on the basis of that. I'm going to begin in the next few weeks working on the implementation of the liveness stuff, just so that we can have something that's available to guarantee liveness for the present implementation. So that's next steps for me, but I haven't started that work. I've been busy with the private sale. That's been taking up a lot of my time.
Kent, is Pavel working with you on consensus now?
Yes, Paul is at least now bridging like the consensus and node teams. He's currently doing some cleanup on the Genesis ceremony.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Was that issue where the Genesis block, they were having trouble passing, receiving the Genesis block? Has that been resolved?
Yeah, so that is the bug that Paul has fixed.
Okay. Sweet. Well, unless there's any other burning issues, I think we have it covered for the week. I guess Vlad isn't showing this week.
Dan has a burning issue with funding contracts. I don't know. That's
Jim, I couldn't hear you. Could you repeat that?
I'm saying Dan has a burning issue with funding contracts with Rev. I don't know if you want to look at that.
Yeah, sure. I don't. Where is it? Where is it posted?
It's Archain 3260. I'll put a link in chat. I mean, it sounds like he wants a wallet associated with the contract or something. I haven't figured it out exactly. But
Well, I'll see if Chris or Kelly are tracking this, and we'll talk about it in stand up today.
okay, good, because I know Dan won't be there, and I won't be there either.
Okay, cool. I'll see what's going on there. You said Archain 3260.
Yeah,
30
Archain 3260. I have it up on my computer, Greg, and I plan on being at the dev stand-up so I can add it into chat as well.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Yep.
Very good. Awesome, guys. Thanks for showing up. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good
Thanks.
week.
Bye.
You too. Ciao.